What's up, YouTube? My name is Brendan Watson, and I made this. It's called Not Your Type. It's on all streaming platforms. You can go listen to it. It's by me. I think it's pretty good. Here's how I made it. This song started with these acoustic guitars, which I actually recorded on my phone. They weren't actually mic'd with like a good mic, but I think they sound pretty cool. They were recorded on this guitar. It's a Martin DXK2. It's awesome. I bought it for $200 somewhere. Those guitars sound like this. I was just playing that and I thought it sounded cool. And that was what sparked this whole thing. And so then I wrote some other chords. I think the chorus came first, so that ended up sounding like this. For anybody who's curious, chords are A minor, F, it's like an F9 or F sus2 or something, A minor again, F, to C. Super simple, it's just chords, nothing too exciting going on. That's how the song started. And then I don't even know what was next, to be honest with you. What was next? What's just something else we could talk about? Drums are really easy to talk about. Let's listen to those. There's a lot going on there. The kick is freaking huge. Looks like I stacked a couple kicks, just stuff from Splice. Just one snare. Wow, look at me go. Normally I have like a lot of snares. Like I like to stack a bunch of drums. I'm not special, everybody does it. One snare, so that's pretty cool. I think this started, there's a loop going, and I think the loop is kind of what started it all. It's a Splice loop that I threw into Dr. Octo Rex. Dr. Octo Rex plays Rex loops, so I turned the audio file into a Rex loop, and then Rex loop basically is like this, it takes the audio and it slices into the little chunks, and you can play it with MIDI, which is handy. So like the actual loop in the track, it's not audio, it's just this. It's this, which looks nonsensical, but then that makes it really easy to like chop it up and rearrange it and stuff, which as you can see I did, because the first part of it is the which is not how the loop was originally. Ow. I just hit my hand. But then the second half, once we get to like when you go to the C on the chorus, it just plays it normally. So yeah, it started with that loop. And then I love to start with a loop, and then I don't do this all the time, but I like sometimes to start with a loop because it gets you a groove really quickly. But then the loop never really has everything I want. I got to add like, looks like on here I added a kick. I added another snare too. Yeah. Big ol' snare. Panned to the left for some reason. I thought that was a good choice at the time. It's kind of cool. You can cheat with your MIDI drums, and you should cheat with your MIDI drums. So there's like a hi-hat and a shaker and a ride going all at the same time, and it sounds cool. That's all that matters. Sure, a real drummer can't play that, but I don't need a real drummer to play it. I need the DAW to play it, and the DAW's doing great. There's this. There's that. It's like, it's swinging a little bit. The drums are swinging a little bit. The acoustics aren't really, they're pretty straight, but the drums swing a little bit, which is kind of cool. Sometimes it's fun to have some of your stuff swing and some of it not swing. Sometimes it's not. It just depends. So for this track, I had them swinging, and I think it's pretty sick. I really don't know what came next, but that's the drums. Oh, the bass. Okay, the bass this is one of my favorite sounds ever. This is a pianette. This is not like an electric bass. It's not even a synth bass. It's a pianette, which is like this weird electric piano that I think Hohner made, but Reason has this one sample of a pianette in this NNXT sampler that I just adore for bass. It is so fat. And so let's listen to just that. Yeah, sure, whatever. F. It plays the C, and then it's like really, really, really fat. Ugh. Ugh. It's massive. It's like the biggest, fattest sub you've ever heard. So I love the pianette, using the pianette as a bass. Super nice. That's kind of like the foundation of the track, and then over top of that we get a bunch of weird sounds. You know me and my weird sound. Yeah, it's really only in the chorus that the weird sounds happen. The verses are pretty standard. There's this pad that I made ages ago that I just dropped in here that kind of goes through the whole song. This guy. It's pretty. I couldn't tell you how I made it. I don't remember. But I'm doing some stuff to it. So that runs through, I think, the whole track up until like the last bit of the last chorus. I don't think this was intentional. I think the sample just ended there and I didn't notice it because that's kind of a nonsensical place to end it, but here we are. It's fine. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea what this came from. That's the name of the sample. I have no idea where. I guess I could go find it. Maybe I'll go find it. Hold on. Oh! Okay, apparently this is a sound from Ocarina of Time, which is kind of sick. Dry, it sounds like this. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that sounded like that. Dry, holy cow. Because with this stuff on it, good lord, what a transformation. This is what it sounds like. That's sick. I made this like really early this year, and so I kind of have forgotten a lot of what I did. That's really cool. All right, go me. So there's that guy. That guy's like, you know, intermittent, as you can see. So it's playing there. And then it makes space for that guitar. Puts back in. Oh yeah, as far as what I'm doing to it, Polar is pitching it down 2 octaves, so a lot, and there's none of the dry signal in there. Autochroma is this crazy granular plugin. You should get this. If you don't have this, you should have it. It's like $40, and it is awesome. It's my favorite. I have Arteria's Fragments granular plugin as well. I find myself reaching for this more. This just sounds awesome. And this preset, Ear Candy Glitch, is like a cheat code. It's just immediately makes these crazy sounds that you can throw all over the place. You can see the audio's down here, and then I can just drag it in here. So now I just have this audio to play with and do whatever I want. So it's a great plugin. You all should own it for $40. It's an absolute freaking steal. Go get it now. Okay, so that's that sound. What else do we have? Oh my gosh, I forgot about this. I love this sound. This is a piano, but it's going through a vocoder, and it's being vocoded by the same notes. This is so weird to explain. It's a piano, and it's going through a vocoder, and then it's being vocoded by a synth that's playing the same notes that the piano is playing. If that didn't make any sense, you're totally okay. So a vocoder, basically what it does is you have a carrier signal and a modulator signal. And the carrier is, in this case, I believe it's the piano, although I might have just made myself look really silly. Modulator, yes. So the carrier is, no. Okay, I lied. Sorry, there's a synth going through the vocoder. It's just a regular like saw wave synth. It's being modulated by a piano. There's some other stuff going on, but the vocoder is the most important part. Without the vocoder, it sounds like this. Oh, okay, that sounds like a piano. But then with the vocoder, it sounds like this. Is that not so sick? It's like this weird middle ground between like, it sounds like a piano and it sounds real, but it also has the strange synthetic quality to it. I love it. I could have just used a normal piano, but why would I do that when I could have a weird, nasty piano? It's just playing the chords. Super simple. It's A minor 7, and then F sus2. You get it. It's cool. There is this pad, which again, it's just a sound I made ages ago. Really, the process for making the song was I just pulled up a bunch of sounds that I'd made this year that I thought were really cool and played stuff on them. I made this sound ages ago. I keep saying ages ago, but like for real. It's cool. It's kind of playing like a little line, but you don't like perceive it that way. I like to do that as well. I think there's a place for pads playing chords, and I think I have. Oh, maybe I don't. I mean, like this pad here, that like long sustaining one, like it's playing multiple notes, but I think it's kind of fun if you have like a bunch of pads and you make them play like kind of their own individual things. Like you can kind of arrange it like strings, and I think that adds a lot of flavor and interest. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't at all, and I'm just making that up to make myself feel better. But I feel like it does. Sue me. Oh, I freaking love this sound. Oh my gosh. It is this patch. It's called Lo-Fi Saw. It sounds like that on its own, which is pretty sick, I'd say. Put Polar on it, which Polar's a pitch shifter, by the way. I don't think I like said that. Actually, Polar's not even on it during this chorus, but it is during this part, I think, right? That's a cool sound, I think. That's what like that boat horn sounding thing is that lo-fi saw patch. Sounds like a tornado siren. Yeah. I mean, is that not the coolest thing you've ever heard? It might not be. There's a lot of cool stuff in the world. It's just like a saw with a low pass filter. There's a random LFO set mega fast that's changing the pitch of the oscillator, but like just a tiny little bit. So it's just kind of adding some like instability there, which I love. I really love lo-fi sounds, if you couldn't tell, which you definitely could. There's honestly not like a crazy amount of stuff going on. There's that slide guitar, which I kind of talked about a little bit. There is another guitar that you like really don't hear, but it's there. Sounds like this. There's literally nothing on it. That's straight on my pedal board into the interface. Kind of ugly, low key, but that's all right. Okay, there is one other guitar, and it's this pad. I play in church, and so I have some crazy pad sounds that I can get out of my board, and then Polar just makes it sound bigger, just adding a higher octave. It's kind of cool. Yet again, another sound I made earlier this year called Gonjus Pianet. Nice one, Brennan. That's super funny. Got some EQ, cranking the highs. Pianets are super dark, and so normally it's nice to crank the highs and just to get the definition out of it. Ain't that cute? Ain't that adorable? It's here. It's just a little something. Just adding some ear candy, adding some interest. It would feel empty without it. That's the only time it happens in the whole song, actually, is I programmed it, and then I ended up taking it out of everywhere else. Muted the first chorus to let that, let the boat horn shine. And it's muted the last chorus because that's when it drops down, and it just felt kind of too busy with it. So yeah, that's a little Easter egg. If you caught that, good job. You're so smart and so good at listening. And if you didn't, it's okay. I almost forget that it's there. So, oh, the last sound, bro. The last sound, the best sound in the whole song is this like bubbly synth flute guy. So I made this to be a pad initially out of this sample. Yeah, that's the sample on its own. That came from a Rapman, a Casio Rapman, which is it's like an 80s, I believe 80s kids synth, which I'm way into 80s kids synths, by the way. Got a PSR 36 over here. I didn't own any of these at the time. Otherwise, these would be all over the track because they're all over everything I'm making now. PSR 36 here, Casio SK5 here, and then there's a PSS 270 over there. I do own a Rapman. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where. That's freaking crazy. This is a granular synth. It's called Grain. It's one of the Reason stock things. The main deal is that there's an LFO, another random LFO. By the way, what an LFO does is like you can assign it to a parameter and it'll just like change it automatically. So you can have a sine wave, which looks like this. So it'll just like make it go up and then down really smoothly. And you can have a triangle, which is like that. Or you can have a saw, which goes up and then restarts. And so it's like it goes up smoothly and then it jumps all the way down and then goes up smoothly again. Random LFOs are my favorite. It just gives you a value. So you can hear it's like this weird bubbly thing because I have this random LFO assigned to the octave. I haven't found another synth that can do this. Now, I haven't looked that hard because I have this one, so who cares? But like I have Pigments from Arturia, which is awesome, but you can't change the octave. I literally could not accomplish the sound in any other synth that I know of. This is the only synth I know of that I can modulate it in octaves and like change the pitch and quantize it to octaves. So that's pretty sick. So that's that sound, and that is, I just want to listen to the solo, bro, because it's so freaking beautiful. I'm, not to toot my own horn, but like toot, dude. Oh, come on. That's so good. I'm patting myself on the back. It's sick. I played this in originally. I totally quantized it, and then I know I did go in and change some stuff afterward. This note holds out for a long time, but I wanted this to kind of change under it. Kind of like it was some orchestral arrangement. Okay, vocals. Honestly, not that many vocals. I triple tracked everything, which is like very Novo Amor of me, or like Angelo DeAugustine are guys that do that I really like. It just kind of covers up any imperfections in your voice, which is really handy. You have to be able to sing tight enough to make it not sound like really muddy and kind of all over the place, but I can, so I did. So there's one down the middle, there's one on the left, one on, oops, my bad, one on the left and one on the right. Yeah, that's really it. And then I did automate the width in on the first verse. I honestly don't know if I should have did that. I don't know if I stand by that decision. I love like lots of delay on the vocals. I think I might have overdid it on this track, and that's okay. So I automated in the width so it's not as wide, and then when we get to this part in the chorus, it comes out on the For You, and then I think it stays. No, okay. The width automation's down here, so you can kind of see it. Like it's narrow, and then it gets wide, and then it goes back to being narrow, and then it goes out wide again, and then it just stays wide the rest of the song. So that sounds like this. You can hear it's just kind of in the middle. And then suddenly it's like this expansive, it's surrounding you. There's three of me talking into both of your ears. I feel like it kind of lessens the impact of it a little bit. Like I think it sounds a lot louder when it's wider, which that's the oversight, I think, really is like, I think the vocal sounds quieter on the first verse than it does in the rest of the song. Who cares? Who really cares, man? Like I care, but do you care? Probably not. You weren't thinking about that. Maybe you were. If you were, tell me in the comments and I'll go cry about it. But you probably weren't. There's a bunch of harmonies. I really love this little moment at the end of the first verse. This is kind of like a thing that I feel like I've stolen from hip hop. I used to make a lot of trap beats and listen to a lot of hip hop. I don't anymore. It's not really my thing. But one of the things that they would do is they would have these like harmonies and BGVs that were like kind of super ignorant. Like they would just sing stuff on top of other stuff with no regard for like the harmonic relationships between them. It wasn't the correct harmony, but it sounded cool and it had this cool energy. And so that's what I did here. You have the melody, and then I just stacked a bunch of vocals on top of it that have nothing to do with the melody. I just thought they sounded cool. But I'd rather cry with you than be alone and alive. Crazy delay also. This is like a newer addition to Reason. This Ripley space, what is it? I don't even know what it's called. Space delay. 4K screen, I can barely read anything. It's got this noise thing, so like it'll inject noise into the signal, and it does this very strange thing. If I take the noise out, it'll sound like this. Normal, cool, nothing wrong with it. That's got a lot more flavor if you ask me, and I'm always looking for flavor. Okay, yeah, I have some harmonies on this verse. There's a crazy moment at the end. Let's just listen to that real quick. What we have is true, and I think I'm good with that. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. I love that so much. Of course I do. I made it. So there's like this extra lead thing that comes in that you heard. But I think I'm good with that. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. And then there's like so many harmonies. Well, not even that many. I think I just double tracked everything. So it looks like there's 4 harmonies, which is like a lot, but it's just one on the left, one on the right for all of them. So it sounds like. I think I went in and changed some of the notes afterward. Like I sang something and it sounded kind of muddy, but I didn't notice till too late. And I just brute force changed it with pitch correction. Who cares? If it sounds good, it is good. Hey, by the way, this plugin is so good. Spot on. It's a free autotune and is the only free autotune I found that isn't like super artifacty. Every other autotune that I found is really weird in the high end. It does super strange stuff. Now, if you crank it up, any automatic tuner is going to mess with your high end if you crank it up a lot. But even at subtle settings, most stuff just does something nasty that I really don't like, especially to kind of the sibilance and the air of your vocal. This does not. It is incredible. It is free. It's 2 controls. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really know what either of them do. I just kind of turn them up. Like 0% speed. What does that even mean? I don't know. 40% amount? Okay, whatever. Cool, man. Cool story. I'm not a great singer. I'm an okay singer. And so Spot On takes me from being an okay singer to a good singer without me having to do like a bunch of manual pitch correction, which I really appreciate because I just don't want to do all that. So that's the vocals. Yeah, that's really the track as far as like the instruments and the elements and stuff. Let's talk about the drum processing real quick, because there's some stuff that is happening probably. Yeah, wow, it's a lot of stuff. This is probably more, oh my gosh, what am I doing? There's the drums with all the stuff. Here's with none of it. This is gonna be sad. Ugh, that's gross. Hate that so much. Here, I'll disable all the stuff and then like re-enable it one by one. Except this. I don't think I can do that because of the way this is routed. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fully dry. And then I have this split going on here. So basically, the low frequencies are unaffected by this guy, and the high frequencies are affected. It's a phaser. It's just doing some weird phasey things. That's maybe the dumbest thing that I've ever said. It sounds good. It's just a little bit of it. Yeah, it just kind of widens out the high end in a cool way. And then it also like totally changes the high mids. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. And that's the only thing that I care about is that it works. A little bit of reverb, make it feel like it's in a room. Some clipping. Hard clipping your drums is awesome. Just immediate texture. It's not right all the time, but for this, I wanted it to feel gritty, and this just does it in a really nice way. Because if I pull up a distortion, it's going to color the sound somehow. It's going to have some kind of EQ curve that it imparts on it. A lot of the time, pull up a clipper, it's not going to do that. Normally, if you have it mixed right, you're kicking your snare clip and everything else will be unaffected, but it does this pleasing thing with the hi-hats and whatever else you have whenever the kick hits. It like distorts them too, that I really like. And then this Lindell 50 channel is probably compression. Yeah, just using this compressor right here. This is modeled on an API 2500 compressor, which is a super popular drum compressor. It sounds really good. Here are my settings. You can use them: 30 millisecond attack, 10:1 ratio, like 10 millisecond release. Oh, the other thing about clipping is if you clip before, it'll knock off the like highest peaks, and then you can compress harder because it's not hitting your compressor as hard. We got this transient shaper, which is doing absolutely nothing. You love to see it. And then last but not least, Sketch Cassette, my favorite plugin ever. Just doing some EQ. This Type 2 cheap guy is like, just seems to sound good on everything. Without it, fine, nothing wrong with it. Darkens it up, but changes the mids in an interesting and pleasing way to me, I think. And then for like mastering and stuff, 100% on God Particle. I never do that anymore. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, what was I smoking? God Particle, it's useful. Is the marketing really gimmicky? Yes. Does that frustrate me? Yeah, a little bit, but it does a good thing. If it sounds good, it is good. And boy, does it sound good. Silver Bullet is a saturator. This thing is fan-freaking-tastic. You can regularly pick this up for like $30, and it is very, very good. ATR 102, Tape Machine. This doesn't go on everything that I make. The tape sounds squishy, which is nice. It's what you want about tape, but it doesn't work on everything. But for this track, it does, for this kind of lo-fi stuff where I don't need it to hit real hard. FabFilter, Duckin' 227. Guess I didn't like it. BXXL, V2. This is a mid-side limiter. This is, I think, my favorite limiter. Hands down, I've had it for ages. Again, I picked it up for like $30. It goes on sale. They're on V3 now, but it's the same thing. It just looks nicer now. And then into another limiter, doing just a little bit of limiting. Yeah, just for more loudness. And then also crank the XL knob. This is a saturation thing. It is the most transparent saturation I have ever used. You turn it up and it just feels like it gets louder. I'm not going to demonstrate because YouTube's just, it's not going to come across over YouTube, but you need to try this. All the Brainwork stuff you can regularly pick up for like super cheap. So, and then this is just a meter for me to measure my LUFs. I'll play a chorus with and without the mastering chain, and we'll see what that sounds like. It's still the song, it's just kind of dull. And here's with it. Obviously, there's a big volume difference, so, you know, I'm not going to level match, because there's so much saturation going on. It's never going to happen. I literally cannot turn up the original enough to make it sound as loud as this one. That's the whole point of the mastering chain. That is Not Your Type by me, Brennan Watson. If you haven't listened to it, hopefully this has convinced you to go listen to it. I think it's pretty cool. And if it didn't, that's okay. It cannot be for you. That's totally fine. Thanks for watching me yap about music. If you like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you soon.